Previously from the Hood Blogger.
It's not looked at like as if it's Bloods in the city or respected because of that. And a lot of people be trying to push the narrative like it's not Bloods in Philly. I'm just one of the Bloods in the city that's very, and that's another thing too. People be saying Biddy. It's like what you saying, Biddy for? Like what you be talking for? If you ain't on Blood time.
Yo, this SV Twins, the Hood Blogger, man. Today, man, we got a crazy, crazy story, man. I'm honored to have this guest on this show, man. Talking about, I'm gonna carry it like this. Introduce yourself, man. Let the people know what's up.
I'm Buff. Feed the people.
Yeah. God. Let the people know what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying, where do you know what I'm saying the feed the people come from?
Oh man, that was like a freeze that came to me while I was in prison. You know what I'm saying? It was a freeze that came to me, man. Yeah.
So you got like a crazy story, like I don't even know where to start at, man, because we was chopping it up. Your story is heavy. I don't know if you want to take it back as far as coming up and stuff like that. Most importantly, hold up before I continue. Let the people know where you from.
Oh, I'm from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, out of the Florida Project in the Ninth Ward. That's where I'm definitely from.
Shout out to New Orleans, man. You know they you know what I'm saying, everybody from New Orleans and all that, they grind us East Coast guys up. We be like New Orleans and all that. Like, no, that's not how you say it. We stretch it out over here, man.
Yeah, it's good though. It's good.
Shout out.
Good. Yeah, it's New Orleans, That's where I'm from, man.
Yeah, so let the people know about your upbringing and stuff. How was it, what I'm saying, coming up in New Orleans and all that?
It was crazy, man. Just like the average ghetto, the same kind of like ghetto story, coming up, poverty, not having nothing, raised in a project. You're surrounded by so many different people in the same circumstances, same situations. All you see is like people using drugs, selling drugs, people dying, getting killed, things like that, man. Going to school, seeing all kind of things that you ain't even supposed to see at that tender age, but you seeing them and you learning to adapt to them like it's the norm.
That's heavy. So, at the time you growing up with your struggles, like take the people to the point where, you did that prison time, and let the people know what happened during your prison time and how much time you served.
Well, when I turned 17, man, I was arrested for murder for the first time. I was released. I did like 60 days, was released. And then I was arrested again. I did 60 days and was released again. I was arrested again. I did like 45 days and was released. And then I was arrested again. At 18, I was arrested for first degree murder. And that time, man, I got found guilty and got sentenced to life in Angola. They sentenced me to life. In Louisiana, when they sentence you to life, right away they mean you're gonna die in prison. They don't have at that time they didn't have no like parole on no life. They have it now for juveniles, but at that time they had no parole on no life sentence. You know what I'm saying? If you got found guilty of second degree murder, it's life. That's the only sentence that you can get. There's no other kind of sentence that you can get for second degree murder in Louisiana if you find guilty. If you on first degree murder, you can get the death penalty. I went to trial on first degree murder, but I got found guilty of second degree murder. And I was sentenced to life in Angola. At 20, I was convicted. Went to Angola in 1996.
Yeah.
I stood in Angola for 27 and a half years. While in Angola, I kind of like just learned some things, learned some things about myself. Just mature faster than like the average guy my age. I kind of like mature a little faster, and I think my turning point in maturing when I realized that I ain't have to prove a point to nobody no more.
Yeah,
I probably was like about 22, 23 when I kind of realized that like I don't have to prove a point to nobody no more. So when I understood that, I was on a journey to kind of like understand a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
So I went to reading.
I mean to cut you off, but from what I heard like, and it's the same way like out Philly, like PA, like Philly, you get life. If you got a body, you got life. It's like, what I'm saying, you got to leave out there in the body bag. They're gonna talk about it ain't no you get sentenced with life and they just give you 25 years and nothing like that. Your only choice is to give that life sentence back. Can you tell the people how it is as far as, you know what I'm saying, with New Orleans and all that, like how the system is? Because from what I heard, you did what I'm saying. I heard it's like corrupt out there. Like they really be holding y'all. They really be doing y'all dirty out there.
Yes, man. They got so many guys that's inside that prison that was wrongfully convicted. That's innocent of their crime, but you still gonna get life sentence. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody come and say you did something, or some kind of way they want you to fall for the murder or something like that, man, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because you know we a lot of people are young, get caught up in the system, don't even understand how the system works, don't even know what's going on. So you know you don't even know a lot of things that you're supposed to have or you're supposed to be equipped with when you go on a trial or something like that. You don't know, you young, you grow up with crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's all you know is ignorance. You don't really know nothing else. So communicating with your attorney and understanding the situation that you're in, man, you don't understand none of that. I know I understood none of that. I ain't really appreciate none of that stuff. You know, when it was my attorney, man, she only came to see me 3 times, bro. I was in a parish before I went to trial. I was in a parish 2 years. My attorney only came saw me 3 times, and that was at court. She never kind of came to the jail and visit me. You know, so I ain't really understood it. I ain't really knew the significance of what I was facing or nothing like that.
Yeah. And Buff, this a paid attorney you had?
No, I had a public defender. I didn't
yeah. That's how they do us too. It's the same type time. Yeah.
You know, we young. We don't know nothing about saving for no lawyer. We don't even know how much lawyer costs for real.
That's the fact.
You know what I'm saying? A real lawyer costs money.
Especially when it comes to bodies and all that. I'm talking about that. Them numbers is heavy. That's a fact.
Right. So you know, it was that's what happened, man. In Louisiana, man. You know, if you convicted of second-degree murder, that's the sentence, life. They don't have no other sentences. First-degree murder is either death penalty or life. Second-degree murder is life. You know what I'm saying? And during that time, when I went to jail, the whole system was corrupt, man. You had cops framing guys, cops killing people. You had all kind of things going on during that time. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. You know.
I want you to talk to the viewers because we got viewers from all over the world. I want you to tell the people of the experiences, the things that you might have saw as far as in, I'm saying, that the prisons in Louisiana and all that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, the prison was during the time when I first went to the prison, it was rough. It was kind of like a crazy prison to where you just had to be a stand-up person on all levels. You know, you just had to be a stand-up person. You know, any person who is a stand-up person, they can handle that part of the prison. But the mental aspect of the prison, that was the roughest thing. Because during that time, nobody was leaving. You know, they had no release mechanism. They were started sending people to prison, but they ain't had nobody going home, talking about it. When I first went to that prison. So you saw guys that was down, my cellie. I first encountered him. He was already down 20 years. That was normal. That was average. The average guy you bump into during that time, it was 15 or 20. He already was down 20. I left. I did 27 and a half years. He was still there. So that means he had 47 years in. You know what I'm saying? When I left, he was still there. So, you know, it was the mental aspect of that thing. And then Angola, a slave plantation, brother. It's a real live slave plantation. You go look it up. That's what it is. And when you go to Angola, you see nothing but cotton fields, corn fields. You see things like that, brother. And you got the man on a horse with a gun, chewing tobacco. It's really, I'm telling you, you feel like you're on roofs for real. When I first got there, I'm like, man, what is this? You know, my mom used to always say, man, you're going to wind up in a world of trouble. I called my mom when I got there. I said, Mom, I think I done found this world of trouble. That's what this is right here.
Hey, Buff, I got to ask you, is Angola, is that the joint where, do y'all still wear, the black stripes and all that on the joint?
No.
Okay.
Nah. You don't wear none of that no more.
Okay, because I seen some pictures that it was I'm saying certain places down south, they really still wear them joints, the back in the day joints with the zebra joint. You they out there on the horses and all that. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is crazy, bro. Really, I'm telling you, bro. You one time when I first went to the prison, we was in a cotton field. We had went to they brought us to the cotton field. I'm like, man. So the man, the free man, he like catch a roll. I'm like, well, I'm not picking no cotton. So he like, yeah, we're gonna send you to the administrative segregation. All right, cool. I went to administrative segregation. So they have like a disciplinary board that you go in front of. So I go in front of the disciplinary board, and the guy who was holding the board, he a black guy. So he was like, man, what happened? I'm like, man, I feel like I was on roots, man. I'm not picking no cotton. He like, what? I said, yeah, I feel like I'm on roots, man. I'm not picking no cotton, and I ain't picking no cotton. You know, I ain't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yo, we really gotta raise awareness to, because I can't believe this, man. Like it's crazy, yo. It is crazy, bro. Right. I can't, yo, that is out of pocket. And I know like out PA and stuff like that, when they go upstate, like they got people like they make like the license plates and all that. But as far as like the picking the cotton, that's horrible, bro.
Right, that's how it was. It ain't like that no more. They don't have like cotton fields no more. But when I first got
when you was going through that, John,
you picking vegetables, picking corn, you digging ditches, you cutting grass with the what they call a ditch bank blade, or going to what they call a hoe or something like that. You doing it with real like slave work for real. It really was like that. And you going out there like, man, down here it get real hot, bro. You know what I'm saying? The summer, if the thermostat read 90, if it said gonna be 90, that means it's gonna be like at least 110 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they got dudes going out and stuff like that, man. You know, a lot of people didn't go. I'm like, man, I ain't going. You gonna have to lock me up. You gonna have to do whatever you gonna do.
Yeah, that's deep, man. And shout out to y'all, period, man, because you know, in New Orleans and all that, like y'all are like so, like the culture is so heavy, man. Like I was telling you earlier, my whole pop side. Shout out to Gluck, man. Shout out to Enoch and them out there. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a Creole nigga, man. As far as my pop side and all that, you think what I'm saying?
Right.
It's funny. It's funny because when I was young and growing up, I was like, man, I remember they was talking about like the gators and all that coming in the backyard. I'm an East Coast nigga, like. We run from raccoons and possums. I'm like, man, they got gators out there. I'm scared of that. And you know how y'all is out there. It ain't nothing to y'all. Like, are you crazy? We wrap them up. We cook them. You know what I'm talking about? Let the people know a little bit more about like even the culture that y'all have out there, as far as like even with that and Mardi Gras, Heavy John. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. We ain't grew up where they had gators at the project. Not what we do, man. Not New Orleans, better. They got gators in Louisiana, though, at different parts of Louisiana. And even some parts of New Orleans, like different, like certain parts, like swamp areas, are different, like canals or different stuff like that. They might have gators, but you know, it wasn't nothing that we grew up seeing like every day. But Mardi Gras is like heavy for real. It's real, like, man, you know, if you want to come to New Orleans and kind of like enjoy yourself, come during Mardi Gras. It's really like that for real. You know what I'm saying? You come down here for Mardi Gras, I guarantee you have like one of the best experiences of your life. It's a big party, bro. I can't even explain it. You gotta kind of like you gotta encounter it to understand. Yeah, it's real life. But the only thing, you know, if you coming from out of town and you coming to Mardi Gras, you got to book like way in advance, because that's how everything be like bought up and all the prices be like real high. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to kind of like a year in advance. You got to say, all right, I'm going to Mardi Gras. Yeah, bro. Because if you don't,
what's that strip out there where damn, I know it. It's like on the tip of my tongue where it's like it's lit up. It's lit up all night and everybody be drinking and walking up and down that strip.
Yeah,
yes, bro.
Yeah, that's what it is. But you know, we don't now like some people be on bourbon, but like when we was coming up, we ain't really like hang on no bourbon or nothing like that. But now it's different. The city is different. Now the city is totally different from when I grew up. What I came home to and what I grew up to is like it's two different areas. Now people be everywhere in the city. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is also like out Philly and stuff, like the spots that the tourist spots, like you could be from there and it's like that ain't nothing to you know what I'm talking about, but people from all around the world come there and be all excited about it. And then you know what I'm saying, you like, oh man, that ain't that, this over here is what's jumping. Right. I gotta ask you this, and I don't want to get off topic too much, but like how do you feel about what's going on, like as far as, because they, you know what I'm saying, they represent, know what I'm saying, where you from, like what's going on as far as like with like Cash Money and all that stuff, like even with the Cash Money and No Limit verses, like what's your thoughts on that?
I don't really have no thoughts on it, bro.
Okay.
I respect the music. I respect what they've done
Yeah.
for the culture. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really like either one. Both of them New Orleans to me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Definitely.
I think it's kind of like got to do with the eras. Like, certain people grew up in this era, they like this kind of music. So certain people grew up in this era, they like that kind of music. But both of them got some amazing artists, bro. Wayne was like one of the best, bro. Mayor X like real good, Mystical. All those guys. These guys we grew up listening to. I was in prison like when most of them was coming up. The only one kind of like he just came out before I went to jail was Mystical. What I'm saying?
Mystical was a beast.
Yeah. So but by them being from the city, I root for them regardless. So it was like a big thing. I hope it would have been in New Orleans. It would have been like more better for the city, more better for the culture.
Yeah.
But, I ain't got no sides I'm picking as it relates to that, bro.
I respect that, and I don't think that what I'm saying, like Cash Money or even the South don't know how much they impacted the East Coast, because we was on that. That should be we was on that real rap. It was that joint was hitting. It just was different. Like, and y'all, and even with y'all music, it's so much soul to it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, But I want you to talk to the people about what you got going on right now, Buff. Like the people know what's going on.
Oh man, I'm kind of like I'm trying to push the movement, bro. As far as what feed the people. And what feed the people mean to me, bro, is that if you have something, if you was blessed with a gift, or I don't care what you have, bro, and you just give it to the people. If God bless you with a gift, it wasn't for you to keep. It's for you to learn somebody or teach somebody how to do something. If you know somebody who can help somebody else, man, help them out. I believe that I go by one saying I go by. Say I'd rather touch 1 million lives than have $1 million, because I know relationships, people are worth more than money, bro. For real, on every level. I've been to hell for real, so I understand the importance of relationships in real life. So if you was blessed, man, to know how to do like anything, man, reach out to somebody that don't know how to do that thing, or somebody that need that help on some kind of level, and just help them. And that's kind of like what my movement is about, bro. I just want everybody to kind of like, I know it ain't not everybody, but I feel like if I touch you and you touch 10 more people, that's 10 more people that's touched. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta get no accolades from it or no nothing like that. Long as they touch, long as they're aware, because I know our people lack from not knowing. You know what I'm saying? If we don't know, then we wind up in situations. But if we know, you know what I'm saying? If I know enough to where, all right, I can kind of like tell the people how this go right. Like I've been in prison for real. And in prison, I worked in the law library. I learned a whole lot about law. So now, I give people pointers when I have a chance. I have an opportunity to tell people like, look, no, this means this. Look, don't do this. This how it go right here. So now they more aware of what they was had I would not told them. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the thing with me. Even if you're feeding the people food, that's cool too. Whatever it is, whatever you can do. When people was telling me when I was in prison, I helped guys get out of prison. They always was like, man, what I can do for you. I'm like, look, bro, when you see somebody that's in need and you can help them, help them. You're doing a lot for me if you help them. Because I feel like if each one really reach one, man, we'll be all right.
Yeah, that's fire, man. Man, I love New Orleans, period, bro. I love like the energy. Seriously, the energy different, man. I got one thing I got shot. I got two brothers, man. Like I said, from my pop not here no longer. You know what I'm talking about. Most people can't even pronounce my last name. Like I said, it's like it come from like a Creole background, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out my brother Gluck, man, Caleb, my cousin Enoch and them. But y'all energy is just different, man. It's always like a welcoming energy, man. And I love that. And y'all really do help people out and stuff like that. And where can the people that want to reach out to you and support your movement, where can they find you at? Talk to the people.
On Instagram. On Instagram, I feed the people. Feed_DA_PPL_. You can find me on Instagram. Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok too, but I don't post as much on TikTok. I do a lot of posts on Instagram. Like every morning, I give a message of the day. You know what I'm saying? My message of the day, I try to be as inspirational as I can to people. And that's kind of like my goal, right? I try to inspire. And I'm always telling people about my story, telling where I'm from, you know, where I've been, because I want people to know that, look, even though you may be from here, you may have been here, man, that don't mean nothing. I was sentenced to die in prison. They said, look, you gonna die in prison. First, they said I was gonna die at 18. They lied. I'm still here. Then they said, we're gonna sentence you to die in prison. They lied. I'm still here. So I want people to know, always want people to know, man, no matter how bad their situation is or how crazy they think it is, man, it can get better. You just got to keep on going. You got to keep on pushing. You got to keep moving towards whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And excuse me. And I salute what you're doing, man. It's really needed, man. You know what I'm saying? Being a true OG and stuff like that, and being able to reach out, man. You know, I appreciate that. I gotta ask you this. You know, how was it as far as like your transition when you came from prison? Because you spoke earlier about, like, you know, how times was different before. How was it adapting to what happened as far as like what was going on in the world as far as when you got released from prison?
Man, re-entry, real. Yeah, that's real. That's real, bro. Real. And, you know, if you've been gone 1 month and you come home, things didn't change. So imagine 27 and a half years you gone, come home, everything changed. And one of the most important aspects of reentry is support. Having support. But I was blessed enough to be in a position that I had a lot of support from a lot of lawyers, from a lot of my friends, from my family. You know, I had a lot of support. And I kind of like understood that I had to relearn a lot of things. I came home not thinking I know everything. Just knowing that, look, and I always was telling like my people, like, man, y'all got to be a little patient with me. I got to, I'm just learning this. I'm just learning that. And I think a lot of brothers who then came home, because they have a lot of brothers that came home, that was up there with me. And they kind of like, when you come home from prison, the people that you know now in society, they don't really know you like that. Even your family, they don't really know you like that. So it'd be like a little rough with that transition right there, because you trying to get them to understand you and you trying to understand them. And your mind worked like totally different, bro. If you did 2 years in prison, you institutionalized because of the routine. And that's what institutionalized me to me, like the routine. 27 and a half years, you like the same routine. You following the same routine. So now you come home, it's a whole different thing. It's a whole paradigm shift now. So now when you come home, you got to adapt to these things right here. And if you ain't got the right kind of support and you ain't open-minded, man, it can go all kind of different ways. I done seen it go all kind of different ways. I didn't see it go right a lot, and I done seen it go wrong a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I think like the brother, whoever it is, or the sister who gets out, they got to understand first that, man, look, this different. Not trying to catch up to what's going on, but trying to blend in with society. I can't get back what I lost, but I can kind of like learn and see what's going on and kind of understand the days of the times of the things that's going on right now and that was my thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting adjusted, man. I've been home almost 4 years now, and I'm still getting adjusted.
You still fresh home. You still fresh after all that time.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of like one of the biggest things, man, to try to like, especially if you're living with somebody, living in a house with like your parents or something, anybody who you living in a house with, man, you ain't in prison no more. You got to understand that. You can't leave the light on all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a real rap, though. That's a fact.
Yeah, bro. That reentry piece kind of like strong. And so now when I talk to the guys from prison, because I get a chance to talk to the guys at the prison, I just went to the prison like 2 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always telling dudes, prepare your mind for society in the best way you can, any way you can. You can't be thinking like in prison and you in society, because a lot of guys that came from prison in society and then build themselves a prison in society.
Yeah, it's a fact.
I ain't gonna go out here, bro. I'm gonna stay in my house all day. I ain't gonna do this. I ain't gonna, man, you living. You out there. You gotta live, man.
You have to. I'm glad you said that, because like, coming home from prison, it's like it's a whole different angle of PTSD. You know what I'm talking about? Like everything. You really are like the institutionalized stuff. It's true. You know what I'm talking about? You come home with certain tactics and certain things that's not disrespectful on the streets. It's disrespectful in the prison. You might be in the market, somebody might bump you and don't say excuse me. you ready to crack them upside the head, like, oh man,
Yeah,
they don't know
yeah.
what's good, like my mind state. You know what
Right,
I'm talking about?
right, bro, right.
Yeah.
Because it's like in prison, you got your space. Everybody respect your space.
Yes, yes,
You come in society and you thinking that you still got that space, man. You ain't got
yeah.
that space no way. It don't work
They
like
don't.
that no more. People don't even think
Yep,
like that no more. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? So you know they got to get used to you. Like you said, people bumped into
yep,
you. Like, man, hey, bro, you just man, what's happening? You won't do something?
yep,
No, we in society. Say, you know,
yep,
person say excuse, except that they said excuse. They didn't mean
yep,
to bump to you. They might don't say
yep.
excuse me.
It
You got
might
like,
not, and that's the
yeah,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's different,
yeah.
bro. You know, no, that was different, bro. I done been like to different places since I've been home. I'd have been like Harvard, I'd have been at Yale, I'd have been at UCLA talking to the law class about, you know, the laws, you know, because that's what I did in prison.
Mm,
And we went to Harvard, right? Me
yeah.
and some other guys. So we the hotel that we're in is like down the street from Harvard. So we at the hotel and we walking towards the hotel. And I'm with all the guys from Louisiana, right? So all the guys, they kind of like just steady talking and you know, speaking to people. So when we get all the way to where we going at, the guys like, man, why nobody ain't saying nothing back? You know, why nobody ain't? I'm like, bro, it's different. We got Southern hospitality. It's not like that everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You go to different places, it's different things. You know, it ain't the same thing. So you know what I'm saying? Just learning like where you at and adapting to different things, stuff like that. Yeah, it's different, bro.
Yeah, that's facts, and that's heavy, man. And I just want to, you know what I'm saying, Buff, you know, we gotta get ready to get off air in a minute. I just want to know, is there anything you want to leave the people with? Anything that we didn't touch up on?
No, not really, bro. You know, it's all
Okay.
good, man. It's so much. There's so many different things that I can say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we locked in, Buff. I want you to know this, man. You
Right,
know, my platform is your platform, man. This is for
right,
the street. So this
all
just
right,
the beginning, man. I'm looking forward to a follow up and stuff like that. You know, we locked all the way in.
all
You
right, bro.
know,
It's all good. I appreciate you, man.
for sure, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna ask you this. I want you to lead this for the youngins that's out here because we know what's going on. Like even as far as like the young rappers and the young people in the streets. You did over 20 years in that penitentiary. What message do you have for the up and coming young guy that's out there that's moving reckless right now?
Man, do a little thinking for real. And know one thing for sure that the dude you're potting them, bro, 9 times out of 10, they gonna tell on you.
Mm,
That's what they do now. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no problem with that. So,
yeah,
man, my best thing is, bro, for the younger guys, man, look, you don't have to get a job. Go get a trade or something. Do
mm,
something better with your life, man. Become an entrepreneur. The street life, man, it's dead, bro. Everybody like respecting all the wrong things about the street life. So that stuff dead for real. And trying to prove points for people, man, you're gonna wind up in a world of trouble. In New Orleans, they got cameras everywhere. Every time anything you do, you're going to jail, man. Believe that, bro.
facts,
So you man, leave
facts,
that alone, man. They got other things, better things in life than that.
facts. And on top of the cameras around the whole world, we all walk around with these right here. This is a
Yes,
walking
instant camera.
this
Yeah,
yes, yes, instant camera, a walking GPS tracker.
right,
So
right.
y'all
Yeah,
do your research on the penguin and stuff like
right,
that, man. Y'all walk
right,
around slotting and got y'all smartphones in your pocket, but that's
right.
a whole nother story.
That's a whole
But
nother yeah, bro.
yeah, but Buff, I appreciate you. This part one, like I said, we locked in, man. I'm looking forward to, you know, to work with you in the future, and we're gonna keep the people tapped in. And I salute you, man, for doing what you're doing as far as in the community, and you know what I'm saying, each one teach one, and trying to help people and stuff like that, man. So much love and respect to you, Buff, man. That's just how we carrying this SV Twiz the Hub blogger, my OG Buff, man. That's just how we carrying it.
Right. God said feed the people at lunchtime.
Yes, sir. And that's all. Ain't no more to it.
That's all right.